Kolbe and just reading about them. It's also a great team building exercise. When we first did it, all of us as a team, you can do it online now. You could do it when we did it, but we did the paper test and we did it at a team meeting. And it was a great team building exercise because we all went around and shared what we were, and it tells a description, and we all read our description of, you know, what our personality is and how we're wired, and it was really fun. Everybody was, you know, cracking up, and people will say, that's why you do that, or that's why you do that. So that, it's just a great team building exercise as well, and it's kind of, I call it a disease now because everywhere I go, I swear I'm trying to profile people. So, but it's fun. So next, last thing is what she touched on earlier is just confidence. If I could inject confidence into teams, I would be not standing here probably. That's one thing that's really hard. If you don't have confidence, and confidence is built over time, obviously. So when you first start a form, or I do a training with a form, my coaching has a 3-month follow-up on it, just because I want to try and build that confidence with the people that are doing the forms, because it is new, it is something that's scary, and I don't want them, after 2 weeks to give up on it. So when you are implementing something new, or trying something new, make sure that you're trying to be a warm, fuzzy, cheerleader that, keep going, everything's going great, because that's also how confidence is built. And I'm not very good in my own team about being the cheerleader and
positive reinforcement.
Yeah, positive reinforcement. I'm wanting to get to the next thing and the next goal,
and I'm too nice, so I give too much positive reinforcement when it's not deserved.
No, so it evens us out very well, but
that's actually a really good key, something that we actually advocate, because a lot of times docs and their team leaders, or their office managers or the team leaders are very, very similar personalities, and so we actually advocate kind of the opposite, where you'd want to match up with somebody that, my deficiencies are pretty large, and so she is very complementary to those. So things that I don't do well, she does very well. And so it has worked out really well for us because, and we're interested in different things. And so we've been able to kind of take our own avenues, but she'll help me with mine and I'll help her with hers. And so it's complementary instead of trying to butt heads against the same personality types. It makes it a little bit easier, we think.
So how much flexibility do you want to give your patients? And this all depends on obviously what your existing AR is and the options that you give, and obviously we're factoring in insurance. Everybody here, we are on Delta Premier as well, so we take assignment of benefits from them, but we use this form for every patient for every visit, no matter if it's one filling, if it's perio, if it's anything. We use this form for everything. The only thing we don't use it for is regular recall visits. And as I kind of dive into this, feel free to raise your hand and ask questions at any time about anything that you see on the form or anything. The options that we give in our office are the full fee, 5% discount is the first option. And we do that because we want that to be the first option, because that's what we want our patients to pick. And that's why we do that first. So 5% discount, they pay in full, and this is of the full treatment fee, not of what their copay is. So this is the full fee for all of the treatment.
Why do you give a 5% discount to credit cards when you're already taking another 5% off?
We just want to get it done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We don't want to monkey with it.
We didn't for a long time, and then that was one thing that we had been getting asked a lot of, like, if I could do that. And
patients don't really understand the hit you're taking with a credit card.
Yeah.
Our philosophy is to set your fee where you're comfortable doing it.
That's where I just was going to say, we set our fees where we can do that now. When we did our fee increase, we wanted to make sure that we had a little bit of padding in there to do it that way. So if you are going to do credit cards, that's what I recommend. A lot of offices starting out, they don't want to do the credit card thing, and that's fine. So.
Oh, a little note too about what fee goes on insurance claims then.
Yeah, so then if you do this and they do have insurance, You just have to make a note on their insurance claim that you did give them a 5% discount. So that's something that
A note on the
on the claim.
On the insurance
so-
claim?
Yep.
yeah.
Why?
Because that's the fee that they're paying.
Yep.
So then insurance pays less?
Sometimes it will be a couple percent, or they'll take 5% off what they're paying. But it doesn't happen all the time. Every now and again, it will happen. But if you are signed up with insurance as a PPO or premier provider, that is one of the things in their stack of contract that you signed, is that if you do give a discount at all, you have to.
You have to state it. You have
State
to.
it.
Mhm.
Is there an easy way to do that through like MuleSoft if you're submitting your claim electronically?
Yep. Do you use Fast Attach, or how do you, when you're using, like when you send like perio or X-rays or anything like that? How do you do that?
Oh, that goes through mail.
That goes through mail.
We do X-rays, yeah, we send that via mail.
Okay.
We don't do the electronic that way.
We just make a note on you can pull up, view the claim, and we just make a note like in the narrative part, or if we're sending it, excuse me, we just make a note there.
Are you using EagleSoft also?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. And then are there times that the insurance check ends up coming to you anyway, even though they have paid up front? Do you have, because we may have them sign, I'm not a PPO of anything, but sometimes, but the insurance check usually comes to us. But sometimes when they've already paid ahead of time, the insurance check still comes to us, so then we're cutting them a check.
If
for
they do,
reimbursement.
we a lot of times will write on there, please pay patient. A lot of times, we still do get the check. And we'll call the patient, when we get it, and say, you have a credit on your account, would you like us to send that to you? Or a lot of times people are having more work done, or you'll call them and they'll say, oh, just leave it on there, it's fine. And then they'll forget about it, and the next time they come in, it's like a bonus because they have a credit on their account. So patients really
It's like finding a gift card you haven't used for 2 years and
Yeah.
they still honor it. Actually,
Yeah.
that's a law now, isn't it? That there can't be an expiration for gift cards. That's cool.
Oh, really? Well, they just told me that you have 3 months and then they start taking away from it. I just got one the other day.
Oh, maybe that's the way of getting around.
They said if you don't use it, then they start subtracting.
I'd have to look it up, but I know there's some new law that passed it. You can't put an expiration on them.
I don't know.
I just got
'Cause they
one.
pay
She
for
said
'em, so.
Make sure that you have them use it in the right amount of time, because otherwise they start subtracting the service thing from it.
You can't have an expiration date, but you can make it 0 somehow.
Yeah, there you go.